With where Kyle Bradish leaves off here at this end of the season, going into his off season into 2026.
Sure. I mean, I think we have to be. I think coming off the surgery and coming back after the long rehab, I think he probably exceeded a lot of expectations. I think that last start against New York last week kind of was a kind of final nail in the coffin for me in terms of feeling really positive about where he's at and where he's headed. I thought he threw the ball great today in a lot of ways. We were going to shorten him up kind of regardless. Initially we kind of went out there thinking maybe 3 innings, threw the ball so good, felt so good. We extended it an inning, glad we did. Glad to see him pitch another inning, but yes, feel great about him.
Did this season feel really long to you because of the circumstances around it, and not just for yourself, but maybe for the players having to go through a losing season like this?
Yeah, I mean, losing is really miserable and really hard to go through. I don't think when you feel miserable and you're unhappy with, how you're playing, things go by quickly. I think it's quite the opposite. I do think it slows to a crawl in a lot of ways. Strangely though, with how this team did play for 4.5 months, and you take away that April and May, and if you strip those 2 months out right there, we would have been playing very important games here in September and likely with a different roster in a lot of ways. So I'm proud of the guys, regardless of how those first 2 months went. But yeah, it was a long year.
Does this weekend sort of show you the difference between this club and that club over there, and what has to be done to get this club back to?
Well, this is a stripped-down club. I mean, we can't discount the fact that we traded 10 guys away on August 1st or July 31st, whatever it was. This isn't the iteration or the version that Mike's going to roll out with next year. And had we been in the hunt at that point, had we been able to kind of get back to 500, he wouldn't have traded everybody. So I don't think you can – this isn't apples to apples by any means. I don't think you can kind of compare the situation. I think it's obvious there's a lot of heavy lifting to do with the roster in a lot of ways, and I think everybody's well aware of that.
Is the lesson, obviously, for everybody in the building that going into next year there kind of needs to be a good start, because, the cliche is you can't win the division in April, but you can lose it. Is that kind of the lesson here maybe?
Yes, and I do think that's the intent for every team every year. How a organization and a team manifests that intent is another story.